The crisp morning of September 11, 2001, began like any other Tuesday in Lower Manhattan, sunlight glinting off the blue sky, coffee in hand, and thousands of commuters hurrying toward their desks inside the Twin Towers. The streets hummed with life, chatter, taxicabs, footsteps on concrete. Everything felt normal. Everything felt safe. Then, at 8:46 a.m., the sky shattered.
A deafening roar tore through the air as American Airlines Flight 11 plunged into the North Tower. Boom! A massive fireball exploded from the upper floors, hurling dark smoke into the heavens. Below, thousands froze in horror. Falling debris shattered against the pavement, clatter, smash, followed by gasping, shrieking, and pure panic. "What was that?" screamed a woman, clutching her coat. "Was it an explosion?" Hysterical voices cried.
Within seconds, sirens wailed from every direction, "Wee, wee, 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 wee," as brave firefighters and paramedics rushed toward the inferno while everyone else fled. People flooded the streets, staring up at the burning tower. Phone lines choked as thousands called their loved ones inside. "Pick up! Please pick up!" Mothers sobbed into their phones. But the horror was only beginning.
17 minutes later, at 9:03 a.m., as millions watched live on television, a shadow swept over the Hudson River. United Airlines Flight 175 banked sharply and drove straight into the South Tower. Crash! A massive explosion rocked the skyline. Boom! Shrieks of "No! No! My God, not again!" echoed through the city. People fell to their knees on the pavement. There was no longer any doubt. America was under attack. Terrifying news spread across the nation. At 9:37 a.m., miles away in Arlington, Virginia, a third hijacked plane, Flight 77, slammed into the Pentagon with a heavy thud. Thick black smoke poured into the sky as sirens screamed through Washington, D.C. Was anywhere safe? Meanwhile, high over Pennsylvania, a fourth aircraft, Flight 93, was heading toward the nation's capital. But inside, passengers learned via desperate phone calls about the Twin Towers and the Pentagon.
They realized their plane was meant to be a missile. In an act of unthinkable courage, the passengers took a vote. They whispered final, tearful goodbyes to their families and fought back. "Let's roll," rang out across the cabin. At 10:03 a.m., after a desperate struggle in the cockpit, the plane plunged into an empty field near Shanksville with a thunderous crunch. Every soul on board perished, but their sacrifice saved the U.S. Capitol. Back in New York,
time ran out. At 9:59 a.m., a low, gut-wrenching rumble started deep inside the South Tower. The giant shuddered and collapsed. Rumble! 110 stories pancaked downward into a towering wave of blinding gray dust. The monster cloud raced down the streets, whoosh, engulfing block after block. "Run! Get inside! Run!" people screamed as darkness swallowed the sun, turning morning into pitch-black night.
Citizens staggered through the thick ash, coughing, weeping, holding hands with strangers just to stay standing. And then, at 10:28 a.m., the North Tower gave way. Crash! Rumble! The second giant collapsed, leaving a burning crater where the World Trade Center once stood. When the dust settled, Lower Manhattan was wrapped in a heavy, haunting silence, broken only by the automated beep of firefighters' alarms buried under the rubble.
Nearly 3,000 innocent lives were lost. Yet, emerging out of the ash was something invincible: the extraordinary heroism of first responders who ran up those stairs, and the compassion of everyday citizens who carried each other to safety. It was a day of profound tragedy, but also a testament to human courage that changed the world forever.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing as well as turning your notifications on. Thanks for watching.